Hello, friends. Here we are
Here we are.
for another week of sports balls, and Jordan's here.
I am.
He
He
wasn't
said
going to be here, and
he
now
said
he's
he
here.
wasn't gonna be here, and then he is here.
Yeah, I imagine my schedule the next 3 months will be hit and miss as we get close to the due date, but happy to be here now. And as you can see, I shifted the office where I would previously record these episodes from is no longer the office. It's turning into a nursery, so shout out my living room.
I was
Shout
going to
out
say,
your
something
living
looks different. Something definitely
Yeah.
looked different. I mean,
Yeah.
I change it up every now and then. My
Oh,
background's never you could go through all the episodes and see different backgrounds. So,
You keep us
Yeah.
on your toes, and that's what's appreciative.
Yeah.
yeah, what's it going to be today? Is it going to be this wall? Is it going to be this bedroom wall? What's it going to be? You never know.
Never know. Well, here we are. I'm usually the same place every single time.
Every single fucking time.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
So I try to make it pretty. Look, got some cars over
I
here.
ain't saying it looks bad.
Stone
I'm just
wall.
saying it's. I actually I like the drums in the background. I dig that.
Thank you.
Yeah, how's that going?
October 4th, everybody at the Cubby Bear. I will
There you
be
go.
ruining all of your favorite songs. So come hang out.
Ruining. Come on.
Yeah, it's going well. We had I obviously have like the electric set back here. And we did I've done one run through of real drums. I used to play drums a long time ago. Kind of taught myself how to do it. And then it worked out when I worked at my church. I was drumming with the kids and stuff, and it was
no
fun.
kidding.
Yeah, and then when I moved up here, that all kind of sort of came to a halt. So I didn't really have an opportunity. I had an electric drum set and I had a drum set, and then this came up, and here we are. So we're gonna give it a shot. I'm one rehearsal in. I feel better than I thought I was going to. October 4th. Just come find out for yourself.
There you go.
Low expectations. But it is fun. It's fun hobby.
Absolutely.
I wish it was quieter, but here we are.
Quite the opposite of quiet.
Definitely. And speaking of the opposite of quiet, I don't know. I was trying to transition. I really want to talk about the Cubs first because I'm upset with the Cubs.
Yeah, we should.
I'm not upset with winning 2 of 3 from the Dodgers. I'm happy about that. I thought that was awesome. And then last night when we scored in the first inning, I tweeted and I said, "Oh, are these the Dodgers everybody's talking about?" And then they put up 5 of their own. So that on me, that was wrong. Last night's game was interesting. I don't know if you guys caught all the things that happened, but there's several things to talk about that happened about the game that I kind of want to get into. I know we're here for Bears. We're talking Bears. We're going to get to Bears. But I just need a few minutes with the Cubs for what we saw on the field last night, and then an email that I got today about being a season ticket holder. So,
oh yeah.
I want to talk and hear you guys out about last night. I don't know if you stayed up for it. I woke up to thanks for watching stream or whatever. You know, but late in the game, first off, it was a slugfest. I mean, there were runs everywhere. It was kind of fun to watch. Bullpen really gave the Cubs a chance to stay in this thing and win it, which they've been doing lately, and I'm appreciative of. The only thing is, it got weird because Michael Kopech loaded the bases with nobody out, and then there was a sacrifice fly in there, so we got a run. So now we were down 3, now we're down 2. Michael Kopech, runners on first and second, 1 out. Michael Busch up to the plate. Michael Busch, one of, if not the most. He's the guy that I want at the plate, quite honestly. Like, I know that there's guys with better records, and I know that there's guys. Did they just fumble that? Okay, thank God. Sorry. I know that there are guys with better averages on the team, better OBPs, whatever. Right now, if there's a guy up to bat with the chance to do things to stuff to win a game, I would like Michael Busch up to bat. That's just me. It's a personal opinion. That's not the point here. The point is, Seiya Suzuki took it upon himself to try to steal third base with one out, and it didn't go well. And it was a bad thing to do. And it wasn't anything that Craig Counsell put on. It wasn't a double steal. It was just not a good idea because you took away Michael Busch from up at the plate where he's just trying to make contact to kind of keep the line moving. So now it's 2 outs and a man on second. Now I got to try to launch one, and then he chases one in the dirt, and it doesn't go well. Cubs lose. Didn't like that, but I also don't like all of the meanness going towards Seiya Suzuki because it was a moment that it a bad decision? Yes. Did he acknowledge that it was a bad decision? Yes, but he was trying to win a ball game. And I'm not going to be mad at him for that. I'm going to be upset of how it turned out because if it goes through and the Cubs end up winning that game, we're celebrating him, right? It was
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just want to hear if you guys are super mad at Seiya Suzuki or we've talked about being done with this season, so who cares? But I just kind of want to see where you guys are.
Well, I'm kind of glad you recapped that for me because I went to bed right after Bellinger hit the home run to make it 7-6. And I mean, naturally, if it was any other circumstance, I'd keep watching. But I think by that time it was past 10:30. I had to be at work this morning. It's a
Right.
work in office day. So I'm like, I just got to go to bed. I just got to go to bed.
Right.
And then when I woke up today, I heard there were some base running blunders that proved to be pretty costly. So I knew to an extent what had happened there. So thank you for providing the context. Listen, I wouldn't steal in that situation. And it's one thing that does frustrate you. Could I say for sure that if he doesn't, the Cubs go on and win the game? Obviously not. But the base running's been great overall the past few months. Obviously, with all the steals with PCA, but we saw early in the season they were making a ton of outs on the bases, and it was really, really frustrating.
Right. Yeah.
We saw it all the time. We're like, what the hell? But now I feel like we've seen them base run to their advantage for the most part. They've done a good job at doing that. So yeah, it kind of sucks. And I was really hoping to wake up to a Cubs win because it was kind of what happened the other night is I
Right.
went to bed when it was 3-1. And then I woke up and I saw they won. And I'm like, oh, that's sick. That's awesome. So I was hoping to see that again. And it's like, you scored 8 runs. That's pretty good. I saw the first inning. I saw Jordan Wicks get teed off, which I want to go on another tangent on
Please.
that when we have time. But it's unfortunate it had to happen that way. But
yeah. And these kind of losses, like you can count, there's probably like 7, 8, 9 losses this year where you feel like a win was right there and they took it away from themselves.
Remember the
right?
Nick Madrigal,
right. Yeah.
Willie Harris sent him. Oh,
and that
was the game that broke me.
And then Hector Neris blown saves, the bullpen kind of blowing it at the beginning of the year. Losses like that they're proving to be costly now because here we are 4.5, 5 out of a wild card spot. If those games turn around, then we're right there with the Braves and the Mets. But it's just
maybe one game out based on expected record, if that
something
means
like that. Yeah, that's probably it. It sounds about right. Absolutely.
Maybe 79 wins according to the expected record on MLB. They'd be tied with the Braves. So the Braves are a game back. So there you go.
Yeah. So if you take away these stupid things, you're right there. But I guess I'm having trouble being mad at Seiya.
Oh no!
Yeah,
I mean, you absolutely can. Not to say that like the loss is strictly on Seiya, but you have to make a better decision.
Yeah.
Than what Seiya did. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's fair to be critical of the decision that Seiya made to go for that steal. It's not fair. Some of the narratives that have come from that, where people are like, oh, this is why Seiya can't be on the team. As we discussed last week, Seiya belongs on the team. He's one of the cornerstone offensive players.
Yeah, he's leading in OPS. He's got a 274 average. I mean,
and that's why you push back a really quick against like your Michael Busch point, only for the purpose of Seiya's importance.
Sure, no,
he's the guy. Yeah, he's the guy I would want up in that situation. What immediately I thought, well, not immediately. Once it was weird because like I was awake for Jordan Wicks kind of imploding, and then I fell asleep, and then I woke back up for the ninth, and then I saw it, and then I was listening to post game. I saw Craig Counsell where he just said that's an unacceptable decision. Once I heard that from Counsell, it made me think. I'm like, I wonder if that's why, if we rewind back to July when the Cubs switch say as translators, I wonder if that's one of the reasons why, is to try and get Seiya back on the same page with the coaching staff in terms of decisions like this, where
Interesting.
Seiya made the decision on his own. It didn't come from the coaching staff. So I wonder if that was just one piece of evidence that we saw in terms of why the Cubs want to get on a better communication path for Seiya moving forward.
That's a interesting point right there.
Never even crossed my mind.
Yeah, and look, say he's in my head, he is already a designated hitter. I'm not even considering him as an outfielder. There's too many better options in outfield, but his bat is worthy of being a designated hitter for this team.
Wasn't he top 10 in the NL in OPS?
I don't know if he's top 10, but he's definitely
Maybe
the
among
leader in the
outfielders.
clubhouse.
I mean, because
Yeah.
he's got an OPS well north of 800. And
Yeah, it's 833. I can look it up here.
because I remember hearing his OPS top 10. I couldn't remember if that was NL period or NL outfielders. I would guess maybe NL
Yeah.
outfielders might
He
make
would-
a little more sense.
He
But
is
he's
number 20 in MLB.
Number
And-
8 in the National League.
There you go. So
overall,
yeah,
Yes.
I mean,
wow,
that's good. It's pretty good.
that is good.
So yeah, he made a mistake trying to win a ball game in LA, and I get it, like these crucial times, and we saw what happened last year in Atlanta when he kind of lost pop fly or just straight up dropped it.
That's kind of like, I think that's kind of just what accentuates people's disdain for Seiya, is because it comes in like crucial moments of the season. Like,
yeah,
if this was a loss in May, no one's second guessing his decision. Like, trying to win the game.
Yeah.
The reason it gets emphasized is because it's in September, and unfortunately, the Cubs are in a position where they really have to sweep just about every single series that they're playing.
they gotta win.
To remain in the conversation. And it just sucks that of all the players for it to happen to, it sucks that it was Seiya,
Yeah,
because it's just bringing on a lot of conversation that really isn't warranted for.
I've seen some
what
awful
actually
takes
happened.
about Seiya.
yeah,
It's just-
and these people pushing for a trade or something. I got news for you. Seiya isn't going anywhere, like
And he shouldn't.
anytime soon. And I'm okay with it
Yeah,
because
yeah.
he's good, and he just made a couple mistakes. I was at a game beginning of June. It was against the Reds. There was that long rain delay on a Friday night. The game was already a 6 o'clock Friday night start, which is already weird.
oh,
It didn't
that was
start
San
until
Ranto
like
Fest,
it didn't
yep.
start until like 9:30, 9:45, and Seiya made an error in the outfield that ended up costing the Cubs 4 runs. And then in the bottom of that inning, he came up and hit a grand slam to Kingdom Come. So don't tell me the guy doesn't care and doesn't want to win, like he made that mistake because he was trying to be aggressive, and the Cubs have been very aggressive on the base pass lately. I wonder if there was something where the coaching staff even said, hey, if you think you got it, go for it. Just not last night. I'm just saying overall, because they had been running the bases so well. It's like, hey, if you shoot your shot, like if you think you got it, go for it. It was just a bad situation because Michael Busch being a left-hander. So, I mean, the catcher was wide open to third base. So, and he didn't get that good of a jump. He didn't get that good of a lead. It was just.
It wasn't good, obviously, but I will say this too. It still pales in comparison to like losing a fly ball to lose the lead when you're actually
Exactly.
in a
Yeah.
playoff race.
Yeah.
It's another thing too if like you overrun a bag or
Yeah.
you run through a stop sign you clearly shouldn't. People try to steal bases all the time. Do I think it was good timing? No. Was it well executed? No, but I mean, as not good as it was, there are so many worse things. Like, I would rather get thrown out stealing than getting picked off. If you get picked
No, for
off,
sure.
that's a true,
Right. Yeah.
you know,
That's tough.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Also, I rank this loss not as bad as the one where Hector Neris threw like 4 of the exact same pitch in a row against the Rays. You remember that down in Tampa?
that
Mhm.
game,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that
was-
game, I like. So I have an office chair in my home room, and
Had an office
Uh-oh.
chair.
Had Keyword had.
it's intact. It's intact. But I remember when he blew that save, I just like rammed it against the wall and went out for a walk. I was
He
so
threw like
pissed.
4 of the exact same pitch, and then
Yeah.
JD was in the booth going, "Don't throw the same pitch," and then he did.
And if
And
you
then he
remember
did.
that game too, it was one of those games where they had the lead the whole time, but they had like 18 base runners. They could have been up by like 6
Mhm.
or 7
Yeah.
going to that 9th inning.
Yeah.
It was, you know what would be fun / not fun? What do we think are the worst losses of the year?
You know what? Let's save that for when the year's
save that
over
for when-
because
Yeah.
Okay.
because
Yeah.
I definitely 2 things. 1, I definitely have a long list, and 2, we may not be done. So-
Well,
Sure.
yeah, right.
Sure.
Oh,
Might
you
be
know
a
what? You know
2-hour
what I'm gonna do?
podcast.
Yeah. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to start writing down a list and
Same,
then
yeah.
I'll add it. And then once the season's over, I'll do
Yeah.
my rankings. I'll number them 1,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4.
Because we are going to have a very busy off season for the Cubs. We're
Yeah.
going to have plenty
Yeah.
to talk about,
Yeah.
you know.
It's gonna be
So
fun.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
maybe not fun, but
Well,
it'll be
it'll be
something.
content. It'll
yeah,
be
it'll be
content.
something.
Yeah. So, and then the other Cubs thing that I want to talk about is I got an email today
Oh no.
as a season ticket holder asking me for money, and it looks like prices are going a little up, and I want to know
Same.
why. Because
Not just up, more money.
yeah, I was told that. Did he just throw another interception, Tua?
Tua?
Tua just threw
Uh-oh.
another interception. I picked Josh Allen to throw an interception. Not
Oh
Tua. that
wow.
was Tua.
Yeah. That one was on Tua.
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah, that one was
And they're wearing those sweet uniforms too that they should be wearing every week.
They
Whatever.
are so nice.
Anyways, I got an email, boys, and
Yeah.
they want more money from me.
Yeah.
I haven't done the math from last year to this year, but the internet is saying anywhere from 3 to 6% up,
Yeah.
which sounds like a small number, not a small number.
No. It's
Um,
not small.
yeah, and all year I've been hearing all these new revenue streams that are coming in. We're already one of the most expensive ballpark experiences in the league. Winter Classic coming in, the college games, all these concerts. Wrigley's a year-round venue now for places.
More than
you got
ever.
You got the
now.
places across the street, Hotel Zachary. You got all these restaurants.
No.
Now we got a new apartment building coming in. You're taking down history over there.
Gallagher Way.
All this money coming in. We got our own TV network, and now I have to pay more because I'm getting 2 less games because you think playing in Tokyo makes me happy, and I'm paying for the Tokyo games that I don't get to go to. But if I wanted to go to, I could just pay more money. I hate this team. I hate everything.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
but and I've said this a million times. They know that I'm just going to pay it. And
Yep.
they know that the thousands and thousands of fans are just going to pay it, and they're just going to do it because that's what we do. So I don't know. I'm
No,
pissed.
yeah. I mean, rightfully so. I mean, it's of all the times for the Cubs to announce the increase for season ticket prices, it wouldn't be a couple weeks after they literally tried to save money by trying to desperate for someone to claim Drew Smiley off waivers.
Yeah.
And if
cut the scouting staff.
yeah. Oh, yeah. And if you follow just local reporting, I always stress when it comes to the Cubs, really any baseball team, follow the local reporting, because national reporters are always going to throw the Cubs into the mix for top free agents. But if you follow the local reporting, specifically the guys from The Athletic, there's not going to be any major shift in the Cubs payroll spending this offseason, meaning the cautious deals that they've made over the past 2 years is going to be the trend again for this year. So if you're thinking, oh, this season ticket price means they're going to just jump out ahead of the free agent market, they're
No.
not.
It's no Juan Soto. Don't even entertain Juan Soto.
We're going to watch the exact same team have to play unreal baseball to do this again. And I'm not going to count the COVID season. It has been 6 years since the Cubs have last made the playoffs. It has been 7 since they've won a division, and it has been 8 since they won a World Series.
And the 7-2 since they even won a playoff game.
No.
Correct. So, yeah, I'm a little peeved.
I can feel Tommy's rage through the digital waves.
I'm trying to think of, well, it's a business and things cost and all the prices are going up and stuff. But it's like, what have they done for us fans lately? Like, they're giving us more opportunities to spend money. That's what they've done for us.
Mhm.
They're giving us more ways to give them money.
That
That's all.
experience, man, even if you're not
they want you to think it's a privilege to spend
Right.
your money at Wrigley Field instead of a good baseball team.
Yeah, it stinks. And they know that we're going to do it because idiots like me just like going to the ballpark and watching a ball game. Like, I don't know.
How many more games you got this year?
I have actually, my mother is coming to town next week.
Oh.
So my podcasting schedule might be weird. I don't know. I'll let you know.
Understandable.
Gotcha.
Others come
Yeah.
first.
But
Comes
we are going to be at the game Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then Anna and I back on Sunday, and then the following week I will be at the Friday game, and then the last game of the year. So how many is that? 6?
Sounds about right.
Yeah, I got 6 more.
Nice.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm excited. Obviously, I'm excited for all of them, but the Friday game, my family and then some close friends of ours, we do what we call a gentleman's day in the bleachers. It is the last Friday game of the year, and they come to the city. We go get some breakfast, and then we go sit in the bleachers, and we call it a gentleman's day in the bleachers, featuring females that come also. So
there you go.
Nice.
Whatever.
Nice.
It's a good time.
Fridays. Who's that against? Like the Reds or something?
Yeah, it'll be the Reds, and then next week will be the Nationals or the Athletics into the Nationals.
Right.
And then we go to Philly, and then the Reds. Yeah, the season's about done. It's crazy.
Yeah.
See, it feels like it flew by. It really does. Even though how mad we are and how frustrated we are.
I actually feel opposite.
Baseball season always goes fast.
It's like this season is just dragged.
Yeah, like honestly, I want the Cubs just to be taken out back. Like, I'm sorry, like
the
watching
factory.
Watching this team is brutal. I mean,
yeah, it's
there are exciting things to watch within the games, like PCA's defensive efforts on Tuesday was like
that was
phenomenal.
Insane.
Appointment television. PCA is going to be appointment television next season, but the games as a whole just suck the life out of me because I get so annoyed with this team. And to circle back to say, not say specifically, I just get annoyed because this team should be playing baseball much better than some of the boneheaded decisions at the worst of times. And it's just been a mentally draining season watching this.
It has been tough, and I can tell you my record at Wrigley this year. I'm 17-20, and I have seen the Cubs get shut out 5 of my last 7 games.
Oh man!
My dad has only gone to a handful of games. They've like all been shutouts, but 1.
Yeah,
and they only scored 2.
Yeah, 5 of my last 7. 5 of my last 7 have been shutouts.
They've been shut out 11 times at home this year.
And I promise you, I've been at every single one of them.
You probably have.
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, I mean, and now they want more money from me for 2 less games.
Yeah. Well,
Sick reality.
I don't know. I sometimes I go and I stand out with Miss Sam and Alyssa and everybody that gets the pictures when they're walking into the ballpark or walking to the clubhouse. I go and stand out there sometimes. And Tom walked in the other day when I was there, and I was like, I just have so many things I'd like to say to this guy. But all I could get out was like, "Oh, you scouting Juan Soto?" Because it was against the Yankees.
Oh my god!
Obviously, knowing that we're not going to get Juan Soto, I was just.
I like to think that like he has like a little clicker button and like that activates like his ghouls to come out, like that walk on all fours and they just drag you away.
Yeah.
Though you know what, I'm gonna say this though, as much as we complain about the Cubs.
Oh my God! Yeah, you're right.
Oh, yeah,
well, at least I can go down there for $1.50 and sit wherever I want.
My dad and his buddy went there, got box seats for like pennies, and he's like, "Yeah, man, I just sat and enjoyed some good Buona Italian beef that they have there." I mean, honestly, like now, if you go to a White Sox game, you're basically just going to like go to a restaurant because they have so much good food there, and the ballpark's very, very clean.
It's like dinner and a comedy show, quite honestly.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I don't want to talk about the White Sox. I'll talk about them when they break the record.
Yeah, we got a few more games.
Write that down. What's your favorite White Sox loss this year?
Right.
Mine was when they were up 7-0 at Wrigley and then lost.
I thought it was 5.
I mean,
that
was a good one. There's so many, to be honest with you.
I mean, the Talkman walk-off was
probably
my favorite like Cubs Sox moment of the year. I mean, all the games it was a sweep for the Cubs, but none of them were easy.
No, they were not easy at all. Shout out Hector Neris.
Yeah.
Whatever. All right. Let's get happy. Let's talk Chicago Bears football.
Want to know?
Raise your hand if you called on this show last week that the defense was going to score 2 touchdowns.
There you go.
Me? Just me? Great.
They scored 1.
Well, defense special team.
And like overall, it was closer to Alex and I being right in terms of what to expect.
Yeah, so
right.
I was only off by 7 points.
I mean, only off by 7 points. Okay.
I said 31-17.
I don't even remember what I said.
Said 21.
I think you said like 9-3 or something.
No, I didn't say that. No, it was somewhat close to the final score, but I don't know if it was exactly the final.
It's just I mean, one of you can talk about your experience watching the game, but it was the roller coaster of Chicago Bears football that it is. Like you're in it, you're excited, and Velus drops the ball, and you're like, "Here we go again."
I know. Wait a second. Wait a moment, because I remember getting chastised last week for talking about why is Velus Jones on this roster.
Yeah,
when he very much, had it not been for Will Levis, would have cost the Bears that game.
Oh yeah, 1,000%.
Yeah.
You're right. You were right.
Only took us 1 week.
And guess what? He's going to be super active this week.
I know.
So get yourself ready for another one.
He might be in the slot.
Yeah. But I don't think he's going to return anything, though.
No.
They got him out right away after that. They didn't even give him a second chance.
You hear Richard Hightower delay. He's like, yeah. I mean, and that's what's crazy is because the Bears coaching staff in front office clearly like Velus, the person, but
obviously,
I think they're realizing now that Velus, the player, is not helping the 2024 Bears, which is why if you're Ryan Poles for all the decisions you did right, you could have had a future 4th round draft pick for whatever dumb team was wanting him. So
it was a 4th.
It was a 4th, yeah.
Oh no.
If it was like a 6, I could be kind of like, all right, but a 4th, you can get good value at 4.
Yeah, you could use that and turn it around for a defensive end.
Yeah, but no, it was a fun game. It was a fun second half. I will say that.
I mean the defense was electric. I don't know how much of it was the defense being that good or Will Levis just like just crap in the
both.
bed, but
I think it was both.
I hope it was both, honestly, because
Yeah.
I saw some things on defense that got me super excited.
You got to
And
remember, yeah.
it's got me feeling feels going down to Houston. And look, this
Oh
game
no.
Sunday is going to be very hard. This is the
Yeah.
first time in 5 years that the Texans have had a Sunday night game. They're
Yes.
coming off where they know they have a quarterback. They know they have the guy.
Yes.
And the team is good. And they got taken to the brink against the division rival last week. They're coming in here hot and ready to go. And so this one's going to be tough. This is going to be a very tough game for the Chicago Bears.
Yeah,
Put
I
you
don't
down.
Because I
I'm
don't
not picking a
expect
win here.
I don't expect Caleb to just be all of a sudden an all-pro, you know?
No.
I
No.
think he is learning the offense. The offense is learning him. And we have the benefit of having one of the best defenses in the league to keep us in games. But that defense is only going to take us so far if we're just going 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, because we can't have 3 and outs all the time towards the end of the year.
No, you can't play the way
we're
you did.
benefiting from it now because it's at the beginning of the year, so not everybody has played 12 games, so they can go
Right.
out there quick, right? But these 3 and outs, they're going to kill us if we don't get it straightened out. So I would love the Bears to win, but this one's looking bleak, especially
Yeah.
if there's no
Yeah.
Roma Dunze and Keenan Allen.
I think
Yeah,
Keenan Allen will play. I just don't think I don't think Adunze is going to play. That's my prediction.
Yeah, I think Odunze is definitely going to be out this game. I do think Keenan is going to be playing. I don't have the Bears winning this one.
It's hard.
Here's the thing: for as exciting as the second half of the game was, and it was, to Tommy, to your point, it was tape for why this defense can be very good. There were some boneheaded decisions from Will Levis. There were decisions made by
Yeah.
Will Levis in the
Yep.
second half of that
CJ
game.
Stroud is
that
not
CJ Stroud
going
is
to make
not
those.
going to
Yeah.
make.
No.
And here's the thing: for all that talk about Will Levis in the second half, the Titans' offense dominated the Bears' defense in the first half of the game. So if
Yeah.
the Texans' offense does that to the Bears' defense in the first half of Sunday's game, you're not looking at a 17-3 deficit. You're likely looking at a 28-35 deficit at halftime. And that's what I can't put the Bears defense in the top 5 unit yet, because we haven't seen it consistently against good quarterback play. We've seen them take over games. We've seen them win games like they did on Sunday. We haven't seen them fully tested for the duration of the game. And
Do you think that some of that was like halftime adjustments though?
There were adjustments.
Yeah, no, yeah.
There were.
Definitely, there's definitely adjustments to take into account. So you do have to give the Bears coaching staff. And this is a singular narrow, because I do think Sunday was more a referendum on Matt Eberflus than it was a positive. Having said that, I do have to give Eberflus credit, because in games since he's been the defensive coordinator, his second half adjustments are real. There are adjustments that's made. The issue is you're not always going to be able to depend on, well, let's survive the first half. We're going to make an adjustment at halftime, and then we'll win the second half. That's not a recipe for success. And for as much as I do think Caleb Williams is going to hit that ceiling, he's not going to hit that ceiling in week 2. So you have to have a more consistent approach from start to finish. And that's just the one thing I think CJ Stroud is going to take advantage of this week.
Yeah, and here's where I look at the Bears defenses. I agree with Jordan. I'm not ready to put it as like top 5 yet. I do want to see more, but there was what that game kind of reminded me of was, you remember last year when they beat the Lions at home, where the Lions were leading like 13-10 at halftime, and then the Bears defense didn't allow them to score once in the second half. And that's the Lions offense. That is arguably a top 3 offense in the NFL. And, that is something worth noting, the way they adjust in the second half. And I do think that the key in the second half for the Bears was they did a better job getting pressure on Will Levis. And if there's one thing we know about the Titans, they're pretty good in the trenches. So the fact that they were able to adjust to that and get there, I think is a good sign. With that said, yeah, I mean, the pick six, Will Levis, I mean, wasn't it Mark Sanchez literally saying, "Oh no," as soon as he threw that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
And-
mean,
and
he
then,
was
you
like,
know,
he was,
I mean,
he knew,
yeah.
he knew right
Yeah.
away.
And you remember that one deep ball that Jalen Johnson couldn't quite corral?
Mhm.
That was a bad throw. That was
It was a bad
way
throw.
underthrown.
And
And
but Jalen making a play on that from where he was, because
Mhm.
if that was a well thrown ball, Jalen got. But the fact that it was underthrown gave him a chance to adjust, and quite frankly, he should have picked that off. That was
Yeah.
He should have.
that was an incredible play.
He should have got that one. Yeah.
Yeah, that was an incredible play. But and then his interception to ice the game was a great
yeah.
play as well. So I don't know. I trust the defense, but the thing is they're gonna be tired. They're gonna get tired at some point. So
Right.
well, that's what happened remember last year against the Browns when they shut that offense
Yeah.
down for the first like 3.5 quarters. And then they were out there most of the time and then they got tired. So yeah, to your
Right.
point, we've seen that before.
yeah,
I want to bring up a concern I have that isn't related to Caleb Williams or the defense. I think this is a big concern of mine. I'm very worried about this team running the ball.
Yeah.
That really does concern me.
Yeah. I part of me wonders, will it be better once Ryan Bates is fully healthy? I think
Hopefully.
I think one of the things we saw on Sunday was the revolving door right guard between Nate Davis and Ryan Bates. I think that's because the Bears want it to be Ryan Bates, but Ryan Bates just isn't healthy right now.
I agree. I mean, they traded for him, so they obviously think very
bad
high.
news. He's also not healthy this week, so
Yeah.
it probably will be another revolving door. I
We-
do think that if we're going to get to Caleb's ascension quicker, it has to be because we're utilizing the run game, and I don't think that's going to happen overnight.
That's what I was gonna say was that I need the ball run. I need running plays. I need the offense to go on the ground. And then so that way Caleb doesn't feel like he has to make a play every time, He doesn't have to roll out. Like, because as we know, if the running game goes, then the passing game
Play action game will come.
opens up, So if
Yeah.
they
And
Play
get if
action
they,
was not working last week.
no, it wasn't.
will say-
but the running wasn't going great either. So
No,
What
not at all.
Yeah, what annoys me about the Bears when they talk about their running game is it's like, oh well, we've been able to run the ball the past couple of years, and if you look at it, like if you just glance at it, yes, they're in the top 3 in rushing. Here's the thing,
Justin
and
Fields. Excuse
I was
me.
about to say, here's the thing, and I wrote about this for Bear Goggles on last week. If you take out Justin Fields' rushing yards, the Bears are actually a bottom 10 rushing off. We're actually a bottom 10 rushing offense in the NFL last year. So, no, the Bears haven't proven through the running back position that they can run the ball successfully. And we saw on Sunday, Caleb isn't Justin Fields in the sense of when he's moving out of the pocket, he's not going to give you those 5-10 rushing yards just to move up the field. He's looking to throw. He would rather take an incomplete pass than that 5-yard scramble that we grew used to seeing Fields doing. So if we're just going to accelerate Caleb's growth, it would behoove the Bears to focus on DeAndre Swift in this game. And here's the thing. You want to talk about an easy way to limit CJ Stroud and the Texans offense? Ball control. Run it
Milk the
through
clock.
run it through DeAndre Swift. So yeah,
give
do hope the
him
run
some
game-
stuff in the backfield too, Like
Yeah.
little,
Mhm.
throw some screens out there. Do something. Just
Yeah, and
it can't just to limit
that's
yeah.
the thing that kind of made me. I mean, everyone has an opinion about Caleb's debut. I didn't see too much that worried me. I mean, I saw maybe a one or two dangerous throws. Honestly, I just saw someone who was overhyped for their first game.
Yeah,
Yeah, the reads
I
were
saw somebody
fine.
playing their first game in the NFL.
The
Like
reads
I'm
were
not
Oh,
worried
bad, and
at
he didn't
all.
lose you a game.
And this is where we get back to the running game. We get back with those checkdowns to Swift out of the backfield. If you're Waldron, your script for Sunday should just be a handful of those easy throws. Get him going. Get him those completions. Get the offense moving in the right direction. Because we even saw on Sunday, once Caleb is stacking positive plays, there's momentum. He's feeling
Yeah.
it. That's also one thing I do want to see a little bit better is a better flow of getting the play in. There were too many times on Sunday that we're seeing Caleb look to the sideline, waving his hands like, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's get the play in. So I think that operational sense of the Bears offense can be a lot better, and hopefully it's out on Sunday.
Yeah. I think we all picked this game as a loss.
Yeah. Not changing.
Yeah, I don't
Neither
think
am
can.
I. Not.
I picked them in my pick'em league, the Bears, but it is 1 point confidence. It's gonna be tough, and I just don't want it to be a blowout.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right. I agree.
Yeah.
I'm
I agree.
thinking like I'm gonna say the defense does some stuff to impress some people, and I'm thinking like a 24 or 27 points for the Texans and somewhere around 13 or so for the Bears. You know,
Yeah.
somewhere in there.
Yeah.
I think if you're a Bears fan, your ideal is like what you said, keep the Texans under 30. Hopefully the offense, whether it's through another defensive touchdown or just field positioning, hopefully the offense can get you close to that 2024 mark. Just be a good game. I'm so tired of us sitting through all of the NFL slate on Sunday only to watch the Bears get wiped off the map by
Yeah, make it a game. Just
Yeah.
make it a game. So
Yep.
I didn't
Completely agree.
I didn't like this being prime time. I didn't like it at prime time at all. But here we are.
I didn't either. I'm with
Yeah.
you.
Well, anything else?
That's about it. Oh yeah. Oh guys, speaking while we're on the subject, made a terrible decision. We're going out to eat tomorrow, and it's SmackDown's first episode on USA, and they're opening with Cody versus Solo in a steel cage match, and I'm like,
You
I'm
better
pretty
than
sure-
this.
I'm pretty sure our tribal chief is coming back because he's on the advertising for USA. And shout out to San Francisco 49ers. They acknowledged your tribal chief and what happened. Demolished the Jets.
Demolish the Jets.
Yeah.
You know what? Aaron Rodgers, he's in postseason form. He's already losing to the Niners.
I was gonna
He is.
say, not like he hasn't done that before.
Oh, actually, I will say, there's a golden opportunity for the Bears to kind of stay in the conversation, at least in the NFC North, with Jordan Love being out 2 to 4 weeks. These are games where the Packers are going to be starting Malik Willis for at least the next 2 games. And hey, if you can gain 2 games up on the Packers right now, you absolutely should.
We'll see. I mean, yeah, so we're 1-0. Go play the Texans. Then we go to the Colts, and then at home against the Rams, Panthers, and Jaguars. So you got to assume by the time we go to London to play the Jaguars,
He'll be back.
he'll probably be back. So
Yeah.
we have at least 2, maybe 3 games here.
But I do know Malik Willis can't throw the ball. So
Well, yes, yeah, but who knows? You know how this goes.
Matt LaFleur magic.
no, not with Malik Willis. That's the one thing where I draw the line. I saw a couple of throws from him. I'm like, nope, not worried. Because
Didn't
even
he try to throw a Hail Mary and he got sacked or something?
yeah, even my buddy, like he texted the group chat after the game. He's like, look, I'm just gonna say it. This is how Malik Willis becomes the next Hall of Famer. I'm like, no,
That's,
it
but it
no.
is.
no,
But it is.
no.
I'm looking at the ticket prices here too. The ones at Soldier Field are like 200, 250 and stuff. And then when we go to Washington to play the Commanders, they're $20.
Yeah. Shout out Kevin Warren.
True. All right, boys. Great show. Probably coming back 1-1.
I think
Yeah.
so. I think so. Yeah. But hopefully it's close. Like we said, if it's close, that's all that counts.
Tell you what, if we come back 2-0, I'm talking soupy.
New Orleans.
You
here we come.
called it soupy. You know
New
what's
Orleans,
funny
here we come.
is that is like, if anyone in my life was to call it soupy, like it would be you. And that's what I love about it.
It fits Tommy so
Like
good.
seriously, I've never heard anyone say that before. But if
Yeah.
anyone were to say it, it's so fitting it's you, and that's great.
Yeah, it
Thank
fits.
you.
Soupy.
Thank you. Well,
That's a good
maybe
one.
we'll get there.
Hey, maybe.
Oh my
we'll see Kendrick
God.
Lamar at halftime.
True.
Oh my god.
All right, good show, everybody. We'll see you next week.
There we go.
Take
Maybe.
care.